Hello and welcome to the Mouth Breather Morning Show. It is Wednesday, May 20th. I'm joined here with Cable and Mache.
Hello, hello.
What up, boys?
We got a great show lined up for you. We have some Reddit advice, a Fantastic Four of things white people say often, who dis, and a little sports talk followed by ending our show with a breather banger. But before we get into any of that, I've just got to know, Cable, what is it like being in the porn career with that mustache?
It's pretty awesome. I haven't been called for any work yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It looks good, man. It's crisp. It's nice and tight.
I was just telling Trevor when we first hopped on the Zoom call, I'm like, man, honestly, looking at myself in this camera kind of turns me on a little bit,
Yeah.
this mustache.
Especially with that Boys Town flag behind you. Really, that's appropriate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't let you within probably 10 feet of my niece or nephew, but you seem like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, just to talk about a little bit here. So I was looking into some things that are popping up in the news recently. So not to get political or anything like that, but I think it's kind of funny. You know how the last two Illinois governors have went to jail, right?
Yep.
Correct.
I think we might be having a third one later on down the road. It sounds like the big guy, you know how he wants everyone to get tested?
Yep.
It just broke yesterday that his sister, who runs the J.B. Pritzker Group, is the one that owns the tests that are being supplied to Illinois.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude.
It's only a matter of time.
So, you know, I don't take much of the media to heart because of, you know, things can be skewed either way. So I did my own research. I looked it up. Yeah, it's like flat out right out there. Kind of hilarious, actually.
I feel like
that's crazy.
Well, one, you know, our governor's going in jail. That's like our biggest tradition, right, in the state. So
Right,
I'm not surprised by that. But I feel like you need to disclose, like, if you have a conflict of interest, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but why would you if you could get away with it for
I know,
a while?
But even at
You
that,
should know by now, like, third time is not a charm this time around. I feel like you know you're going to get caught with something.
and that's the thing is I don't understand why, like, it is, if you just Google J.B. Pritzker Group sister, it fucking pops up immediately. So I'm like, this man isn't even safe from Google. They just, like, snitched on his ass.
So I know, like, once again, not getting, like, too deep into politics. We're not a political podcast here, but
we are.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Matt is. Yeah. We could have a whole podcast just on politics with Matt. But regardless, Republican, Democrat, whatever, we can all agree that politicians are pretty corrupt, like, across the board.
Oh,
right?
No doubt.
So it's hard to trust any of them. And then, so what you just said about his sister, and then even, like, with this whole stay-at-home order, like, he's so adamant about it, whatever. Meanwhile, as, like, the order was, like, in its prime, his wife, like, traveled to Florida and back. It's like, okay, so she's allowed to do that, but you're so adamant about us not leaving our house.
Dude, that same shit happened with Chris Christie. He's the other human whale, not JB, but Chris Christie. They shut down all the beaches in New Jersey, like, what was it, a couple of years ago?
And then he washed up on shore right afterwards.
Yeah. Him and his wife. Good God.
So JB sleazy. Can you imagine if Blagojevich was in office? He'd be selling out tests out of the back of his truck himself. He'd be just driving down the road. Just, here we go.
He just got released. He just got released. So, like, how do you think he's involved in all this right now? He's, like, under the table. He got right back into the game.
He's probably pounding JB's sister as we speak.
Bro, I won't even lie. Rod, man, he's one of the few people that went into jail and came out looking better. He looks thin. Yeah,
he's Snow White, though. He's Snow White.
Yeah, he's pure now. He's a born-again corrupt virgin.
Those showers take a toll on you, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like –
how do you think his prison experience really was, though?
I feel like it was a lot like Ryan Leaf's. If you've ever heard Ryan Leaf talk about his prison experience, he had flat screen TVs. The guards let him do whatever they wanted. I don't think that it was probably anything too tough.
It's like that scene out of Goodfellas where they're all, like, in, like, the small quarters making, like,
salami
sandwiches, pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little gabagool.
Well, gabagool.
Let's just talk real quick. We have this group Snapchat of like all of our friends, and Trevor and I took it over for like an hour today of just Sopranos gifts, all like for an hour straight, back and forth. We were having our own conversation, and nobody else even answered. So I
Hannah
don't think they found it was funny.
Hannah did respond with a laughing meme of Paulie
She
laughing.
did.
So
She did.
Yeah.
I
It was-
fully expected you to get in on it, Matt, but you didn't.
Well, I'm only on season 3, so I got like a third of those.
Jesus.
I know
Doug,
I suck. I suck.
if you're on season 3, you know all that matters is whacking cocksucking motherfuckers and gabagool. That's the only thing that matters in that show.
Oh, it's so
I'm not
good.
gonna lie, really, the Snapchat that you sent that started it all off, it was like a picture of your lunch. And to literally the angle and the picture that you took of it, it was just some grapes, some carrots, and it looked like a piece of bread. So I'm like, oh wow, this is like so I like made fun of him for it, but then he said it was like a legit sandwich. So
A gabagool sandwich, baby.
yeah. But I didn't see any
Dude.
gabagool.
There was some garlic aioli, some Swiss cheese, stacked gabagool that we got from Jewel yesterday. I mean, it smacked. It was good.
Nice.
Speaking of group chats, I have a bone to pick with you, Trevor.
Ooh.
So we're talking about we have a group chat with our friends, and then you fucked up a couple days ago, and you texted in the friend chat, "Hey, honey," or "Hey, love, how's your day going?" So obviously it was directed
the
at
best.
your wife. And
Whoa. No. That was-
automatically, no, but let me finish. So you send that text, everyone sees it, and then there's 40 different texts afterwards, pointed at me, pointed at Cable, like, "Hey, you fucking suck. How come you never send me this?"
Oh yeah. You
Dude.
did. Low key, it was like a inadvertent way of throwing us under the bus.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you're a piece of shit. You're a piece
I
of shit.
haven't slept in my own bed.
Apologize.
I've been on the couch ever since.
Apologize right now.
So I'd like to apologize, but I feel like I was misunderstood. So I'd like
No.
to take the stand to defend myself for a second.
All right,
I was clearly sending that text to Caleb privately when I got
saw the
caught.
stash. He saw the stash, so he's like, "What's up, boo?"
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, how are you feeling, love?" Because it was mustache rides all night last night, and things got ugly.
Yeah, how's that rash on your face? Love.
Love. Yeah, dude. So as soon as I actually sent that, I just I was at work and I went, fuck. Like, that's all I could think in my head. I'm like, I'm going to get roasted. And I knew it was either going to be you or Cable, the first one to respond.
Yeah.
Because
I responded like right away because I'm not doing shit at work right now. So I'm just on my phone all day. It popped up. I was like, perfect. So I didn't roast you. I just responded because I thought that it was directed towards me out of everybody else in that friend group. Even your wife was in it.
Yeah,
I just automatically assumed it was towards me. So I said something to the effect like, I'm having a great day. How are you doing, honey?
I mean, that's what I was getting at. I respected your response. I expected a little more out of Mache, but you know,
I don't remember what I don't remember.
He was too busy getting yelled at by his wife.
Literally 10 seconds after that text, all I hear is do going down the stairs, and she just gives me a look. I'm like, fuck.
Wait, why would she make that noise? Are you calling her something?
No, I have
That's
my
some
stairs
respect.
suck.
Wow.
She floated down. She floated down.
I'm gonna send her this clip. I'm gonna be like,
right.
"Oh, you should hear what he's talking about."
Honestly, if he had to sleep in the basement, he wouldn't be mad. He would just sit there and play COD all night. So
I
it's
know.
not even a punishment.
It's not. Dude, last night got the dub, my 8th career win. Let's go.
Me and you got a dub yesterday, right?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, that was us.
That was us. You're right.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service, guys.
Dude, Caleb, the rush of getting a win in Warzone, it's like none other.
I can tell you, I guarantee you I know what that rush feels like because I won my first MLB game in a long time last night. That is the rush right there.
You know the feeling that MJ had after his 6th championship? That's the feeling I had last night.
So I'm going to go ahead and back that up. I was more like the 5th one where he's crying. As soon as I won, I was just just fucking sobbing. No, especially when you're just like, when it tells you there's like 5 people left and you can't see any of the 5 people, you're like, okay.
So how many people start out in it?
Like 150, I think.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we came home safe and sound, and it was good.
Well,
Yeah.
I respect you
Welcome.
guys, and I'm
Yep.
glad you guys go out and do what you do for us.
Yep.
Respect.
Anytime.
Thank you for that. Well, let's get into our first segment. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
All right. And it sounds like our first segment today is going to be some Reddit advice that Mache found for us of a guy that got in a tough predicament involving Shrek.
He did. So the title of this Reddit article under the advice column, it's "Help, I sent a gay Shrek porno to my 82-year-old grandmother." So, and this, to me, this is something Trevor would do, because the article is talking about how him and his girlfriend are sending each other like funny videos, funny memes.
Yeah.
And so he tried to like pretty much counteract what she was sending. So he sent a video of, essentially it's a dubbed video of Shrek, I'm assuming, having sex with Donkey. So then he sends it and he's waiting for a response from his girlfriend. 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by, nothing. He checks again and he sends it to his grandma. I guess the grandma and the girlfriend have a very similar name. At least the first two characters are the same. So then he's saying, like, what do I do? How would you guys approach this situation? Sending some gay Shrek porn to your grandma?
I mean, the first time I read what you sent us and I saw that Shrek's nickname was Shrock for Shrek cock, immediately I'm like, you can play this off as someone hacked your phone, random messages. That's what I'm telling grandma. Like, she doesn't understand texting, let alone how the cloud works. So just say the bad Russians hacked my cloud and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I had a similar spin on it. I was like, well, the grandma, I think it said in there she was like 82 or something.
Yep.
It's pretty old, and obviously probably most likely not great with technology. So I would something along the lines of getting hacked or something, or it was like a spam type deal, and she would probably still not understand what you're telling her about hacking and spam, but at least you tried.
So the spin zone would be, what if it fucking killed her? Like, she had a heart attack from opening it.
That's why she didn't respond.
How do you open that? How do you tell your family that?
You got to just shred that phone.
You got to get over to your grandma's house and get the phone.
Pry it out of her cold, dead hands.
Destroy the evidence. Yes.
Yeah. Fuck.
So the first thing that came to my mind was, yes, the hacking thing, but then explaining the hacking thing to her would be just awful.
Right.
So 2, you can threaten her and say, I'm going to put you in a home if you ever tell anybody about this. That's another way you can do. Or 3, you can convince her that she has like dementia or something and say, I've never sent that and I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I was just thinking. I was thinking, like, if she like brings it up, especially to like other family members and stuff, you're like, you guys know grandma, she's
crazy.
She's off her rocker. Like, come on.
Right.
You know I wouldn't do that.
Right. I would never do that. Shrock? Really?
Yeah. She doesn't know how to work that phone. She clicked the wrong button and we are where we're at. So
clearly the person that made this has a thing for Shrek. You know, all these people that do cosplay and stuff like that. You think when they hook up, he's like, I'm going to give you this Shrock later. Like, because I got a buddy who has that as their last name, and I feel like I can't look at him the same after reading that.
His last name's Shrock? Oh,
yes.
That's amazing. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, so I think I feel like I'm obligated to tell him a little bit.
Yeah, so. You need to send this to him. He'd like that.
I will. But yeah, that's a hell of a Reddit advice. I don't think any amount of advice we could give him is going to help him out of the situation.
You know how many ways that a Shrek porn could go? Like, you could go all different types of ways with. There's so many characters.
Oh God!
Like Donkey, Fiona, Shrek, the gingerbread man. I mean, imagine. Oh
yeah.
Oh God, the gingerbread man. Immediately, I just thought of, I'm gonna frost you.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah, Donkey's an ass man, or something like that.
Yeah.
You got those big teeth. Kind of get in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the dragon. Yeah. Donkey's wife.
Hey, that might be the sexiest dragon ever portrayed, though.
Dude, she's
thick.
She's hot. A little crazy,
but dumb thick.
But 3 C's thick. Maybe even 4 C's. I don't even know. Yeah, she's looking good.
Oh, fuck.
So pretty weird.
Yeah. We should stop. I'm gonna head to the bathroom. I'll be back in a few. Um, no, so while we're on the story, I was just talking about my buddy, another guy I work with. Before we get out of Reddit advice, I meant to talk about this earlier. We might have a lawsuit on our hands for the Mouth Breathe the Morning show. He was working in his yard a little bit. He had a hedge trimmer going, and he started laughing. His words, not mine, not making it up. He started laughing at a part, and he started to drop the hedge trimmer while he was laughing, and he fucking cut the whole tip of his pinky.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Oh.
you should see the picture. It's brutal. It's pretty deep. He probably should have went to the ER.
Did he say whose joke he was laughing at?
100% mine. Didn't ask, but it's probably mine.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing. We should use that picture as our new logo. Just like a cut off finger with like blood gushing out. Obviously make it a little bit more dramatic, but that should be our logo.
Right. I have Photoshop, so I'll kind of work my magic.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, when he told me that, I was like, I got to tell the boys.
That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's probably the best review we've gotten on this.
Yeah, that is the best review.
I should have just had him review on Apple and just send the little blood drop emoji. It's been awesome.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
Well, I think we get into our much anticipated segment of Fantastic Four this week. What do you guys think?
I can't wait.
Let's do it.
So the Fantastic Four this week is funny things that white people, not necessarily funny things that white people say often.
Most likely it'll be funny.
Yep. And we are actually back to Matt for the first pick.
Okay.
Of the white people draft.
Dude, I have it. This is not a white people draft. Okay. I have a long list here, but so I encounter this probably 2 to 3 times a day. And again, I work in a corporate setting. So you walk in and you say, "Oh, how's it going?" And then they respond, "Oh, living the dream, living the dream."
Living the dream.
Get that 2 to 3 times a day. Living the dream. How's it going? Living the dream.
If there was a bracket that would be a number 1 seed.
Just living the dream.
That's Duke. That's what that is.
I'm 100% guilty of that one. Every time somebody's like, "Hey, Caleb, how you doing?" Just living the dream, guys. Living the dream.
Yeah.
It's always a double living the dream for me too. Living the dream. Living the dream.
Yep.
So, but I'm not really living the dream because it's kind of descending there at the end. Not really living the dream.
That's what I was going to say was no one who says it is actually living their dream.
Mm-mm.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, my dream is to save lives every single day by removing all of the asbestos out of the world. I am living that dream.
Well,
sounds like he's part of Miss America pageant. He's trying to win Mr. Asbestos 2020.
Doing as best as I can.
There we go. That's probably on there too.
All right, Cable, you're up with the second pick.
All right, so I got my list of 4 here. I didn't know what order I wanted to go in, but I'm just gonna go for it here. I've seen every episode of Friends. That's what white people say.
That's solid.
Yes.
I love Friends, so I probably have said that a few times.
I have seen every episode of Friends, and I've told many people that.
Well, with my first pick in the first round here, mine is let me squeeze right past you.
Yes.
That was on my list.
That is a good one. Yeah,
that's a number 1 seed in the Midwest right there.
It is.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
Yeah.
And it's like with the physical, like the pushing your shoulders back a little bit and, getting skinny. Yep. I love that.
And then to run it back for my second round first pick, white people love saying, "Get these away from me" when they've eaten a few chips.
Oh, yeah.
These are dangerous, yeah.
As they continue to eat them. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Get them away from me. I like that. All right. My second pick here. Big in the news right now, Karens. I want to speak with your manager.
Ooh,
that's a good
solid.
Yes, sir.
Did you see the Pacers lady, the new Karen?
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing.
That was hilarious.
Dude, that lady was chewing somebody out.
Yeah.
Man, with this whole coronavirus deal going on, I've seen more Karen videos of Karens at the store, at like restaurant or like pickups and stuff, like bitching, complaining about like the mask rules and like their food isn't ready on time because the place is so busy because obviously they're getting a lot of orders. And I've seen so many videos in the past like 2 or 3 weeks. It's terrible look for middle-aged
people.
white women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just white people.
Mhm.
All right. My next one. So you get a check, right? And then someone looks over and they go, "What's the damage?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. That's a good one. Which you can't do that right now, really, because you're not eating out. I guess if you order in, but yeah, that's a good one too. What's the damage?
What's
That's
the
a good one.
damage?
Yeah, that's a good one. Run it back, Mache.
Oh shit! God damn it!
He
He doesn't get the snake draft. He doesn't
I
understand.
he
get-
has no idea.
I get it.
What's snake in Polish?
All right, it's fuck you. That's what it is. All right, so when it's really hot and humid out, there's always somebody that goes, "It's not the heat, it's the humidity."
That is golden.
Yep,
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
number one seed.
that
Mhm.
is. Yep, every time, every summer.
That's a number one seed.
Yep.
All right. So with my third pick, related to that weather-wise, step outside, cloudy, windy, rain starting to come down. Hands on the hip. There's a storm of brewing.
Oh God.
There's a storm of brewing.
Yep. There's a big cell coming our way.
And then you just stand on your porch or out your window and just watch the whole thing.
That's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
So with my next pick, I have white people love to call Target Target.
Oh yes,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Fucking white people, dude. Oh, they're great.
The worst. Just the worst.
And then with my next pick, since it's a snake draft, so I go again, Matt.
So I
Oh,
let
it's
me
crazy
go.
how that works.
And this is my final pick. White people love saying, "Well, someone's not happy" when they hear a child crying.
Yeah, it's good. With my last pick, the classic dadgum.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Dadgum.
that's a solid one.
Oh, yeah.
Daggum.
I have so many.
So
ones.
this is
So
where
many
you
good
go
ones.
last, Matt.
I know.
The last pick.
All right. So you're on your phone with like Comcast or someone, and they ask for your name, and then you go P as in Paul, A as in apple. I feel like that. Like you spelling that out like that is the whitest thing of all time.
I agree.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So are
That's
you
good.
saying different ethnicities would say different words? What are you getting at?
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
so,
saying
like-
no one says that besides white people. Like,
P as in pistol.
yeah, like no, they would just say P.
Yikes.
You know, like a normal person.
But then the moderator's going to go, "Did you say
Still, I hate it. All right, what about
honorable mentions? Saying gracias instead of gracias.
oh my god, yes.
saying bless you in different languages?
Gesundheit.
Salute.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
What about
I just did a blanket just dad jokes in general, like
that's yeah.
the getting up from the table like after you or coming back from the bathroom after you're done with dinner at a restaurant and saying you guys ready to get out of this joint or whatever, just getting out of there.
I got it's like a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, you have like a Bud Light. Oh, it's 5:00 somewhere. That's also one.
White people like saying, "I thought you fell in" after 2.5 seconds in the bathroom.
Yep. Yep.
That's good. Good.
Also, we should get brunch. That's actually
yes,
the whitest thing
brunch.
ever.
Yeah.
I think brunch had to have been invented by white people.
100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anything Starbucks related.
Yeah.
True. So I know Nate Bergassi talks about this a little bit with Starbucks. It's terrifying going in there and trying to order yourself a new drink.
I literally go there. I go, I want a medium black coffee because I don't get like the grande. Grande's a small. I don't know what the fuck the big one's called.
Starbucks confuses the hell out of me.
I'm like,
I
give me
just
a-
recently became a coffee drinker, and I have no idea what I'm like ordering. Like I have to like have a pregame meeting with Christy before we go in. I'm like, okay, so I want like a caramel coffee. So like, how do I order this? You know, like you want
She's
a
like
grande caramel mocha with da da da. I'm like, maybe you could just order for me, and I'll just stand there and smile.
There have been times where I just show the phone to the lady. I'm like, here's what my wife wants, because I can't read that.
Well, you should hear Crust's order. It's like 10 different things. I'm like, what?
A macchiato, 2 pumps, light ice, black
low
and
fat, milk,
blue,
skim
whip.
off the top and shake it up good.
Yeah, and that's what his theory was. He said there's so many Starbucks in towns because if you don't get it right at the first one, you just go to the next one and try again.
Well, and then like imagine like the workers there, like in order to get a job there, like you have to like know all of that. So it's like, fuck.
And I feel like that's the place where you're most at risk by being attacked by a Karen. Like if you fuck up their drink.
I just saw a video of that.
Oh, really?
This lady, she, for some whatever reason, even I know this, and I don't go to Starbucks. She ordered, she wanted a chocolate milkshake, so she ordered a chocolate milkshake from Starbucks, which I don't. That's not a thing.
They do that?
Well, no, they don't. So they made her like a chocolate like mocha like frappe, something whatever.
Sounds legit.
And she got it, and she started drinking it, and then she came back to the counter and was like bitching him out, and she's like, "There's coffee in here. I just wanted a chocolate milkshake. Like, are you guys stupid?" And they got it all on video. It was awesome. Dude, complete Karen move.
Dude, listen to this. My mom is a savage. So this is like probably 2 years ago. She goes to Starbucks every day before work. So she gets like a cup of coffee, and she's driving to work. She takes a sip, and she goes, "Oh, it's the wrong order." So then she's like, whatever. She leaves in the car, goes to work, works a full shift the next morning because she works second shift. So then she goes back home. The next day before work, she goes back to Starbucks with the old cup of coffee that she drank. She drank maybe half of it, goes up to the counter. She goes, "This was the wrong order from yesterday."
Whoa.
Yes. So like me and my brother give her so much shit for returning that coffee, and she got a new one. But I was like, "Mom, who does that? Like, why would anyone ever do that?"
So while we're on it, are you guys like deathly afraid of returning drinks and food? I would never do.
Hell no.
Fuck that. Yeah, no.
Unless if it's like absolutely terrible, like undercooked food or like something extreme. But if it's like the wrong thing, but it's like still good, like whatever, like I'll get it. Or like if it's just different drink than what I ordered, but it's still good, like just roll with it. Like I don't have time to waste with that.
For me to send something back at a restaurant, they would have to literally bring me a frozen chicken. Like they'd have to be like, "Oh, here's your chicken breast," and it'd have to be a full chicken frozen. Right. I don't send anything back.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Fear.
I know.
Yeah, I rarely ever do.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's a girl thing.
Oh, 100%.
That's a hot take, but I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'm kind of nervous that Crust, with all of her mom mode stuff, is like on the verge of Karen.
Dude, she is gonna develop into a Karen for sure.
So like, it benefits me sometimes now. I mean, cheaper cable bill, like getting money back on stuff. But like when we're out in public, I'm like,
you might get stabbed.
I usually just like walk someplace else if something's about to go down.
Yeah. I'd love to see her go to like the West Side Taco Bell or KFC and do that.
She'll be on World Star. I would love to see that.
Better than that.
I would love to see that.
I'd fucking drive off. I'm not staying around for that.
All right, so I do have some additional honorable mentions.
Let's hear them.
This might be a Midwestern thing because Brianna's family does this all the time. So it rains a shitload, and the next day they talk about how much it rained. So they'd be like, "Oh, we got 3 inches yesterday." Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't know that was the thing until I got around her family. I think it's a country thing.
You got to check the rain gauge, man.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, my father-in-law does that every time it rains. Yep.
Early bird gets the worm. So if you wake up anytime before 8 a.m., early bird gets the worm.
I do send that out a lot.
Yeah. This is perfect for the times we're in now. So like you're waiting in line to get into a store, right? Because you can only have so many people. And the line is small, and you get in line, and then there's a shitload of people come after you, and then you go, "I think we came at the right time."
Right.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Just in time. Yep.
Yep.
That's all that I have.
I feel like a lot of these white people sayings are more centrally located in the Midwest region.
Right. Yep.
So one that I just thought of while we were talking about it is why white people love saying goodbye, but then leaving for the next 30 minutes.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that gradual, like, all right, we'll see you. Yep.
Yep.
You like if like say we were hanging out like in my living room and then we were gonna say bye, like walk to the door, talk, say bye again at the door, walk out to the driveway to the car, talk at the car for another 20 minutes,
Yep.
say bye, and then you start to pull off and then roll down your window, a couple 5
Yep.
10 minute more conversation, and then it's finally over.
Yep.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's
process.
painful, like you're especially with your parents, because you're like, all right, I'm gonna leave, and they're like, all right, like watch out for this, and you're like, okay, I'll see you later. They're like, don't forget to do this. You're like, okay, like you're just not sure when the last thing is gonna be said. It's scary,
It is. It is.
but
Yeah,
well,
that was good. I like that.
yeah, I think that was a good one for this week. We all had some
was a good
pretty
one.
solid picks too. So
Who came up with that one? Trev, you did?
yeah, yep.
Nice. Yeah, that was
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, nice job, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I kind of had some inspiration from TikTok. There's a dude on there who's always just doing different random comedy stuff. And he said something the other day, like, I guess it's kind of an honorable mention. He's like, white people love see you next year on December 31st.
Oh, that's a good one too. Dang
That
it.
is good.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
so once I saw that, I was like, we have to do this. This would be great. So,
Yep.
and it looks like we're rolling into a little
Who dis?
competition here. Little who
All right.
dis.
Who dis? So let me ask you guys this. Do you guys have the score? Who's winning?
Caleb
do not
has
have
the
the
score.
No, I don't. I haven't kept score on this one.
How many did we do last time? We did 3 last time, right? I think I got 2.
Yeah.
I thought
okay.
you were keeping score on this one, Trev.
Oh, it's
Or
2.
Matt.
2 what?
I kept score on the last
All right.
game.
I'll keep score. I'm gonna say 2-1 Trevor right now. All right. So essentially the
I think that's
concept.
wrong.
No, that's definitely right. So the concept of this game is I'm going to state some facts about a specific person. So it could be an actress, a football player, an actor, whatever. And the person who guesses the name first wins. So we're going to do 3 today. All right, this first person is a pop icon. She is a singer. She was really big in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Christina Aguilera.
Yes. Yep. Trevor.
There we go.
Fuck.
Was there one specific thing that like you really nailed it for you?
The 2000s, early 2000s.
All I could think about was Britney Spears, but I'm like, man, I feel like we used her like a few different ones.
I feel like
Well, a lot of guys have used her a few different times.
She is the fastest person on earth, though. So
Yeah, that's true. Yep. I like that callback. That was nice. I will say, I feel like her voice. I feel like she's way more talented than like Britney Spears. Like, she's got some pipes.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know she was on the Mickey Mouse Club with Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and a couple other famous people.
Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Yeah, she kind of broke off into the like. I don't want to say slutty because that's not what I mean, but you get what I mean.
Whoa, hey.
Side of things.
Risque.
Wow.
I mean, she was all about it.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Well, I'm married, so no comment on that one.
He's trying to get back for the.
How you doing, my love?
He's trying to get back with the footsteps earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I hear her thudding down the stairs. He said,
You said that.
No, you said that.
I did not say that.
We'll run the tape back.
Yep.
You know what?
Let's roll that audio back.
Caleb is up 3-1. Actually, I just checked my scoring.
There we go.
All right. So this next guy is a rapper. Again, same era, 2000s, late 90s.
T.I.
Back up. No, he's also an actor.
50 Cent.
Action movies. He's known for dabbling in crack cocaine.
Fuck.
You guys should know this.
Ice Cube.
DMX.
Fuck.
Dude, he's the most famous.
I've never
crackhead.
seen him in a movie.
I mean,
Oh,
I haven't either.
dude, Cradle to the Grave. He's got a bunch of ones, like action movies with Jet Li.
Did those come out in America or just in Poland?
They're only Poland. They're
Okay.
bangers, though, man. I'll get you the tape.
He's a Polish superstar.
He is, man. All right,
Let's go.
Trevor, you're up 3-2. All right, last one. This is a sports one. This guy won Rookie of the Year in 1997 for baseball. His career slash line, he had a batting average of 313, 229 home runs, and 936 RBIs. He was on 4 teams, 2 AL teams, 2 NL teams. He's married to a Olympian. Her name is Mia Hamm.
Nomar
Garcia
Garcia.
Parr.
I don't know
That's
who was
me.
first.
That's me.
No, what? No.
That's me.
That's a tie, baby.
Ooh, that's close. I don't know who won that one.
I said Nomar,
both
but stumbled the
fucked up
last name. And
We
then
both
All right.
fucked up the name.
All right, so tiebreaker. What was his last team that he was on?
the Red Sox.
The Cubs.
No, team after the Cubs. It was an AL West team.
The A's.
Yes, Cable,
Really?
you got it.
Wow. I didn't know he played for the A's.
He had a cup of coffee with them. Yep, I just
Huh.
looked it up today. All right, so
Yeah.
3-3.
Funny story about Nomar with the Cubs. So for a while, the Peoria Chiefs single A baseball team was affiliated with the Cubs in between stints with the Cardinals. So when Nomar was with the Cubs, he did a rehab stint all the way back down in single A. And I went to that game. And I think he only had like 1 or 2 at bats. He might have just been DH and just something simple for rehab. And then there was a rain delay, and he decided that he was going to do some autographs down the line before the rain like got too bad. So I'm like at the wall, like I'm probably in like late grade school, junior high, whenever he played for the Cubs. And so I'm up there trying to get the autograph. He gets to the kid right next to me, and then he calls it. I'm one kid away from getting an autograph by Nomar, and he called it.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed.
His batting average is over 300 for his career. That's pretty good.
That's impressive.
That is
Also,
impressive.
what do you guys know his in between every pitch he redid his batting gloves?
Yeah.
I hate that.
That's a question we should ask AJ Burnett next time we have him. Like, how annoying are like routines in between pitches? Like, we kind of touched on it with Juan Soto, but it's like, man, if you step out every time and adjust your batting gloves every pitch.
You know who else did that drove me fucking nuts was Adam Dunn from the Reds. He did that every single time too.
Yeah.
And I felt like he took forever. Like he would take them off, kind of pull them, and then get them back. And
and he still batted 212, so
yeah, no kidding.
Didn't really help him.
Didn't he have a cup of coffee with the White Sox?
Dude, let's not even talk about that, man. That was
He wasn't on the 05 roster though, right?
Hell no. Yeah. It was like 2014. We paid him like it was like $15-20 million. He literally batted 169. Which is impossible. I could probably bat 169.
Doubt it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. All right. But I could probably bat like
maybe like
0.05. Yeah, like I can get a bunt
maybe
single here and there maybe.
He's a poor man's Matt Adams.
No. Adam Dunn's way better than Matt Adams. Dude, no.
I don't know.
Okay, so Adam Dunn had some really bad years, but he also had some very good years. Fat Adams.
Adams has had some pretty good years.
I don't know. I don't think
he's like low key, like pretty good.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
Fat Adams. He's skinny Adams now, but.
All right, I'll look up the stats because I disagree.
I feel like he so for a career, he's 261 batting for his career, but he's got 116 home runs, and he has not been playing that long.
That's Matt Adams?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, not at all. But we are getting into sports talk, so I think we got to cover a little bit of the Last Dance and it finishing up and wrapping up. What are some things you wish they would have included in The Last Dance?
That's a good question. I think they really did a good job covering a lot of things that I was interested in. I would like to see more stuff around the baseball. Like I know that why are you guys laughing?
Just I don't know. Why are you laughing?
Cause I hate you guys. I would have liked to see more around like his trip with like the AA Sox. I think that would have been cool.
We were laughing because
I was okay.
Cable texted me needing a break, and then he's like, "Let's do it right after Who Dis." I said, "Okay, sounds good." Just ran right fucking through it, and this man's dying over here.
Also, one more thing that just came to mind. I'd like to see more of him chewing out Scott Burrell. I would
Oh,
watch. I
Like
would
some
watch.
actual like video of it. Yeah.
I would watch 10 episodes of just that.
I think I would too.
That was good. I think that the amount of baseball that was covered was probably okay with me. I mean, they went over um the reason why he retired and he went to baseball. We get it or whatever, but it was like mainly more about the Last Dance and about the Bulls and the basketball. So like they showed that he went to baseball, but that's a separate maybe like documentary, like just a one-parter about his baseball career. Like I don't think it should have taken up a whole episode of this 10-part series.
So let me ask you guys this: second to last episode covered the flu game. There is a conspiracy theory that it wasn't food poisoning; that in fact he was hungover. That he
I
was not. What do you guys think? To me,
ooh,
I
I think he was poisoned.
no, I think he was hungover. So listen to this.
I don't know.
So I was listening to the score today, and they're playing some audio from Salt Lake City. They had literally the pizza guy who delivered the pizza to Jordan. This was verified. He like was talking about it in full detail. He's like, I'm a huge Bulls fan. I named my kid after Michael Jordan. And so when I found out that Jordan ordered the pizza, or someone from this hotel ordered the pizza, I was hoping it'd be Jordan. He goes, we made it. It was a pepperoni pizza. He goes, it's very hard to fuck up a pepperoni pizza. He goes, it was just me and like my delivery driver, because this guy was like the assistant manager. So like the guy in the documentary said there was 5 dudes. There
Right.
wasn't 5 dudes. It was just him and the delivery guy. He delivered the pizza. He goes, even afterwards when we found out, he started blaming us for it. He like checked with a bunch of different customers who ordered the same thing, and they were all fine, and they're using the same pepperoni. So to me, like I think they were just drinking, doing whatever, and he's probably just hungover as fuck, and he just started throwing up.
It is like kind of sketchy that that it happened. Like obviously food poisoning can happen, but the guy did come out like you said and was like, well, we didn't do anything. But what do you believe? You hear Michael's like background, like he gambles, he drinks, like all this stuff. But with his competitive nature, do you think he really would do something like that the night before a big game like that?
So my thing is, if you're hungover and you get an IV, like they said, they had an IV in them all day. You just need like
You'd
2
be
bags
back.
of fluid. Yeah, it's
You'd
like
be
a
back.
30-minute turnaround. They do that in
Yeah.
Vegas all the time for these people that like black out, alcohol poisoning. Like it's a quick turnaround. So I don't know if it'd be hungover. I think there was something else to it.
An IV definitely helps you bring you back to life. Just been there, done that. It helps.
Right. Yeah. You would know a little bit, right?
Yep, it helps. So if you're hungover, it would help. So that is one thing I'm like, I don't think he was really like hungover. Like even dehydration, like if he was dehydrated, you wouldn't get that sick though from dehydration. You would just like be cramped up and maybe like migraine or headache or whatever. But like if he was like really throwing up, is either food poisoning or he did have some sort of flu, like a 24-hour bug or something.
Yeah. Could have been
Um,
coincidental.
I wonder. I just almost wonder. Like, I kind of want to hear, which obviously we can't. Like, rest in peace to Gus, his security guard, and the guy with the hair, the guy that beat him in quarters,
Wozniak or whatever his name
Wozniak.
is.
Yeah.
I think like one or both of them were also in there that night, and I feel like if we would hear the story from Gus, I feel like he's like would be straight up honest about it, like what actually happened, But his strength and conditioning coach that was the main one that told the story, I don't know how much like I believe that guy.
Yeah, he's sketchy.
Like there's something fishy going on with that story somewhere. I don't know if it's on the pizza guy's story or on Michael and his gang story or like whatever. I mean, regardless of whatever it was, the man was sick as fuck for whatever reason, and he came out and still bald like a motherfucker. So
Yeah.
shit. I mean,
dude, I didn't know how bad Scottie Pippen's back was hurting him in Game 6. Like I didn't know how severe that was. When he said he was losing feeling in his legs, I was like, oh, like This man was about to crash.
Yeah. I just, dude, I don't know. Like, just seeing him in that state, like, to me, it looked like he was acting. And I might be wrong. Like,
Really?
I've had back pain before. It sucks. But, like, the fact that he could just go out for 5 minutes, come back in, to me, like, that doesn't add up. I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I wish they would have touched on the Wizard years. Just touched on it.
Well, I think that's
Yes.
next. I think they will come out with something like that.
Okay.
Like the last chapter of whatever the fuck it is. But so last podcast I asked you guys, do you think Jerry Krause made the right decision?
No.
No?
Like I'm gonna stick with what I said last time. His timing of saying what he said at the beginning of the season was very poor. I don't think it would have been as big of a deal if nothing was said at the beginning of the season. I think if everything would have been broken up after the season ended, if Jordan would have chosen to retire and Krause would have decided not to have Jackson back and make their trades and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it still would have been probably a big topic, but not as big because that stuff was not said before the season.
So even if he didn't say that, and you're right, so if Phil stayed and Michael stayed, there's no way they would have kept Pippen, right? Because he got $70 million or whatever it was from the Trailblazers. Rodman, I mean, was wild.
Rodman was 38 years old.
He was done. So Pippen's gone, Rodman's gone. They would be obviously a mediocre team at best.
They wouldn't have gotten a good draft pick for that year.
Right. So, I mean, to me, I'm like, they wouldn't have won it the next year.
So here's my question: is if Krause wouldn't have, or if Krause still would have said that before the season, and they would have not won the championship that year, and they would have had like a mediocre year, not even a shitty year, just a mediocre year, or a pretty good year, but maybe bounce out in the playoffs or even just barely miss the playoffs. Do you think it still would have been a story even though they didn't win the championship?
No.
Obviously, it was a storyline during that whole season because it was brought up before them. But now looking back on it, they won the 5 championships and they missed out on the 6th after Jerry Krause said everybody's not coming back. Would they blame Jerry Krause that all these players weren't trying and Phil Jackson wasn't trying and they didn't care because they knew they weren't coming back?
No, it's kind of a perfect ending when you think about it. Like
It worked out, right?
They all went off in their own separate ways, and we could talk about it for days, but it ended how it should have ended, I think.
Yeah, it was Jeter-esque, Kobe Bryant-esque. Like the great ones go out like that. Like they go out with they're going out at the top of their game where they're yeah.
And then they come back 3 years later to the Wizards.
Right. So kind of speaking on that, I listened to All the Smoke podcast. It's Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, former NBA players, and their most recent episode was with Vince Carter. They were talking about if the season is done, if it doesn't come back, like how do you feel about this season ending? This is your last year, 22 years, you're done. He made his last shot. I don't know if you guys saw that. He came in, made his last shot of his career, if that's the case. And he was saying that he's at peace with it. It is what it is. He had a good 22 years, all this stuff. But while also listening to that, there was so many good stories that they were bringing up and telling. And it just brought back like the nostalgia of like the early 2000s basketball. And that's like when we were growing up. Right. That's the basketball we grew up with. And that was the good basketball. And I just like miss those days now. Like, especially after hearing that, I'm like, man, I want to go back and watch like T-Mac highlights and like Allen Iverson highlights and young Kobe. And it just brought up like those memories of that basketball, which I think was better basketball than today's basketball.
I know. I know. I even like remember the Baby Bulls, which was the Bulls of like 2004, 2005 with Ben Gordon, Kirk Heinrich, even
Boozer.
Curry. No, that was Boozer was after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie Curry, what's his face, Tyson Chandler. They had a run, but yeah, I do miss those days.
Yeah.
So touching on Michael Jordan again here. So how likely is it that Michael Jordan is Jimmy Butler's dad?
So I've heard this before.
If
Really?
you
Yes.
look at the evidence, I'm just saying.
Because he's like adopted or something, right?
Right. So I can't remember if it was single mother or adopted. I think he adopted, something like that. But I mean, he's from Chicago too, right? Like, was born in Chicago. I mean,
Butler was? I thought
was he born there?
Mm,
I'd have to look at my facts here,
I
but
don't remember.
dude, when you look at them, they look alike.
That'd be awesome. But like, how salty do you think his kids feel that like, I mean, one of them had a cup of coffee with the Illini, right? But
Let's
that's pretty
talk.
much it.
Jeff
But
Jordan,
his other kid, Marcus Jordan, was the one that was supposed to have all the talent. Like, he was a baller. He was like a highly recruited player out of high school, not just because he was Jordan's kid, but because like he was like good as fuck. I think he went to like Central Florida or like something like that. He had like an attitude problem. Like, he was bigger than the game type deal. Also, their school was sponsored by Adidas, and he refused to wear Adidas because his dad is Jordan, right? So he would always wear Jordan stuff or Nike stuff. And eventually, like, he ended up getting kicked off of the team. And so, like, that's just like a career ruiner. Like, his ego was too big for, like, bigger than what his game was. So, like, he would have been the one that would have made it out of the two of them. Jeffrey Jordan, he was trash. He played for Illini, whatever, but he was hot garbage when he played for him.
he was very bad.
He was so bad. That'd be like embarrassing to the Jordan name, honestly. I mean, like, obviously he could still like school. He could still school like all of us and majority of anybody out there, but he was a D1 athlete. But to play for a Big Ten school the way that he did, he didn't belong there.
Have you seen Trevor's elbow shot? I got my money on Trev.
Appreciate that.
True that.
Yeah.
I could beat Michael Jordan's son. Anyway, so I was just looking it up. So Jimmy was born in Texas, but they're saying that in 1988, when Jimmy was born, Michael was he's the illegitimate kid of Michael Jordan, and Mike paid off Jimmy's mom to take the money. She declines questions for interviews about it or like anything like that, or declined to them previously. And then they have asked Michael Jordan, which, I mean, he shouldn't have to because he's Michael Jordan. He can do whatever he wants, to do a paternity test. And he's like, no, that's ridiculous.
Here's the only thing.
But why not just do it and shut people up, right? Huh?
Jimmy Butler, though, so if he would have paid Butler's mom off, like, Jimmy Butler was homeless, though.
When he became 13. So, I mean,
right. Why would he just become homeless at 13 if his mom had all that money?
No, she kicked him out. If you look up the story, she like kicked him out at 13. She told him to get the fuck out. So, yeah, kind of a crazy story, but I mean, it makes you wonder. They look a lot alike.
You're racist.
Wait, why?
Things white people say.
Yeah, jeez. All right.
It's like Bruce Lee and Jet Li. They're the same person.
And thank you for listening. This is our last podcast ever. Canceled.
Or like the Property Brothers. They look the same.
See, you can say that. Okay.
God damn it. I don't know where the line of the sand is at.
Right.
Pretty fucking close. You might be way behind you.
Yeah. Well,
I can feel the water rising.
Yeah, we're looking for a third podcast mate here. So,
No, we need Trev. Otherwise, this thing wouldn't work. I have no idea how to work this technology stuff.
So tomorrow, you guys gonna tune into the Game 6 on ESPN? They're replaying it tomorrow. The Bulls Game 6.
I did hear that. I'll probably throw it on the recorder. I don't know if I'll tune into it when they're airing it, but yeah, it'd be nice to watch the whole game. That'd be pretty interesting.
Is that the food game, right? That's the one that we're talking about?
No, Game 6 is the final game.
Of the finals. The final game.
Yeah.
I also saw that it might even been tonight. I have no interest in this, but Stephen A. Smith is doing his own special, like a post show about the about The Last Dance, where he has some exclusive interviews and stuff like that. But it's Stephen A. Smith, so like,
Yeah, I almost put a bullet in my head when you said that.
He could kick rocks. Honestly,
Hit him,
Yeah.
Skip, Shannon Sharp, all of them. Kick
Yeah.
rocks.
Trash. Yeah.
yeah,
So this is kind of getting on sports talk, but with baseball potentially coming back, Fox Sports said that they're going to have virtual fans in the stands. So either like a cardboard cutout, or I don't know if it's going to be iPads. I don't know what it's going to be, but people could like sign up to be virtual fans. How awesome would that be?
We should do that.
We should 100% do that. Yeah.
So if that's the case, like, how did they like go into great detail of it? So like, do you still have to purchase a seat? Like, where do you want your face to be on the TV when they pan the crowd?
Yeah. It's
Like, what
$85.
if you want your face behind home plate so it's in every single pitch?
Like the
Like
Marlins
Marlins, man.
Yeah.
So what if he
don't know.
donates like 20 million to to the COVID thing, and then he gets to be behind every single game?
Right.
Yeah, I'm down for that. That'd be great. But how much would you guys really pay to like have maybe like a 10-second shot of your cardboard cutout in like first base line? How much would you guys?
Am I wearing Mouth Breather Morning Show merch?
Yes, you are.
I'd probably pay $100.
Yeah, if that's the case, I didn't know that was the case. But if I was not wearing that shirt, I'd pay $0 because I'd rather just watch it on TV, because I'm not in any TV shot on any game that I go to regularly, so it doesn't matter. And I pay a lot more.
I think I'm with you, Trev. $100, shirt, no shirt, whatever. I would just to get like a 10-second cardboard me just sitting there.
What would your position be? I'd be like,
there we go.
Yeah, just do the Fonz.
Just smoking a cigarette. That would be my picture.
Fucking ripping a heater.
Hey, have that long ass cigar that Jordan had.
Yes.
Oh,
That
God.
thing was fucking 3 feet long.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Do you guys have anything else for sports talk?
Well,
There's not a lot of sports going on, so
we should dip into Breather Banger, huh?
I probably should. Yeah, I
let's
probably
do it.
should.
I'm pretty excited. So I actually had a different song in mind and changed this morning when this song came on shuffle in my car. It is "Get Off My Dick" by J. Cole.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, that's
Yeah. So as soon as the bass hit in the truck, I was like, well, this is the song for today.
Oh, yeah.
And so obviously J. Cole, one of my favorite artists. He's in probably top 3 of my favorite. So yeah, enjoy the song. If you're listening and watching on YouTube, we will not have it on there, but go ahead and go check it out on his page.
Correct.
Follow us on all social medias. We've got their YouTube channel, so subscribe to that. Twitter, go ahead and follow us. Shoot us some listener questions. Instagram, hit us up on there. We're on all things. It's the Mouth Breather Morning Show.
We got some guests lined up. We just got to figure out dates and stuff, but we do have a few confirmed guests that we can bring on. MLB player, some former college basketball players, such. So
yeah, we got some good stuff lined up for you, and hopefully right around the corner, fingers crossed, we got some merch coming our way. So
let's go
shoot some t-shirts out and stuff. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We are out.
Later.
Thank you guys. Bye.